Lillie Mae, creator of the Glambitious brand, and I am beyond excited to bring to you Glambitious Live. This is going to be the ultimate space for girl talk. So let my amazing co-hosts introduce themselves, and then we'll bring our special guest to the stage as well. Miss Majesty, introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all. I'm Majesty. I am based in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm an influencer and coach for creators and the founder of Ignite Your Influence. And I am so excited to be joining my girlfriends Winter and Lillie Mae for girl talk, faith talk, life talk, business talk, all the tea. So thanks for having me, and super excited for the launch of this amazing Glambitious Live segment.
Yes, and then my favorite of all time from Ready to Love. She's everybody's favorite, everybody's homegirl, girlfriend. Winter, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Winter Patterson. I'm out of Houston, Texas. And yes, many of you know me from Ready to Love Season 3. I am your self-love advocate and abundance advocate. I teach self-love and abundance to people all over the world. And I'm all things women's empowerment. So I am ready to speak life into you all, to experience this amazing energy that we have going on here at the set. And listen, the sky is the limit, y'all. Just stay tuned. Got some good things coming.
Absolutely. So if you're watching, I need you to go ahead and subscribe. Okay. Step 1. And step 2, share this link with someone. Now, you know that I did get about not even 2 minutes of fame, but maybe 30 seconds of fame on the show, Love is Blind, the Netflix show. It was an international hit. And the hilarious thing is, nobody knew I was on it. I'm like, yeah, I got a speaking part. I was on it. Nobody really knew. It's okay. But it was an amazing show. And I made some dynamic girlfriends on that show. It was just the biggest thing ever all around the world. So our guest for this first show is one of my good friends from Love is Blind. It's Diamond. Hello, Diamond.
Hi, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. You were one of the first people I thought of when I had to get a guest for this show. So, tell everybody a little, if they didn't see Love is Blind, which most people did, just kind of introduce yourself.
All right, everyone. My name is Diamond Jack. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. Now, I was on a show called Love is Blind, which Lillie Mae gave a beautiful introduction about. It was an amazing show that pretty much we were trying to find love. And a lot of us have found love. Congratulations to the couples. But myself in particular did not get that opportunity to find the love of my life. But does not mean I'm not searching. I'm still searching for him.
I binge watched it. I think I watched the whole season in a day. It was so juicy. The concept was fresh. So I can see why it had such a viral success on Netflix for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. So Diamond, there is a new show, kind of, I guess, like a spinoff. If you could tell us a little bit about the spinoff show.
Yeah, so on July 28th, Netflix has already announced, if you haven't tuned in and seen our advertisement, but we will be coming back to the screen near you. This show is pretty much just where we at after the altar. So I hope you guys can tune in and watch.
I have a question. Is this like a multiple episode, or is it just one kind of a season in like the review, or can we get ready for 6-7 episodes?
No, so actually this was only 3 episodes.
Okay.
So they're only going to do 3 this time, and it's going to be fun. It's going to hopefully a spin-off to see what else could happen. I know they already started taping for season 2. So that's good. And so hopefully that'll come out soon as well.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I know since, the show, you started a business. So tell us about your business.
Okay. So yes, I have started a business. It is actually a women's jewelry line. How do you want to flow with it? But particularly it's for women. It's a jewelry line that's actually launched October 10th. Of last year, so right around the pandemic. And it offers a lot of accessories. We have 16 karat gold accessory, handmade, nickel free. So we offer a variety of beautiful and gorgeous jewelry to just help accessorize that look, give you extra style, so really excited.
Where do we shop this jewelry? Because you have jewelry.
Of course. Thank you for asking me that. So it's called Shop the Lady Box. That's my IG. So it's at Shop the Lady Box, or you can go online and www.theladybox.
Got it.
Yes. We have to support our girl Diamond. And so Diamond, you mentioned like, yes, I'm still available for love to find me. So I have to ask, who is your celebrity crush in case they're watching, in case they tune in, girl, don't be shy. This might be your moment. I'll tell you who mine is. Okay,
you go first.
So what is the show? Snowfall, right? There's a young guy on there, the main character. Yeah. His name is
he's a Brit too. He got an accent in real life.
Yes. But that's my current celebrity crush. And I know he's young. Don't judge my life. Okay? Don't judge my life. He is young, but he's so handsome. So Winter, who's your celebrity crush?
You know what?
I was about to say, yes, go Winter. I was about to say, I want to hear yours.
Okay. You know what? I'm really feeling Christian Keys right now.
Okay.
I've been watching a couple of his lives and I'm like, okay, I like the vibe, the swag, you know.
Yeah. He oozes with that.
Yes.
Y'all gonna hate on mine, Michael B. Jordan.
I know him too.
No, I know he's taken. I'm taking. But in my head, I was like, if he was singing, you know.
That'd be a great couple though.
And I can't even hate on him. Like, she's so pretty. He's so handsome. Every time I see them, I'm just like, this is too much like goodness together. I can't even hate on him.
It is. Everybody loves Michael B. Jordan, and everybody loves her too. So Diamond, we done gave you some time now, Diamond. Go ahead, shoot your shot in the universe, girl.
Well, you guys name a couple of them. Michael B. Jordan for sure. But like you said, he's taken. Christian Keys, I can see that. He's very cute. It's a new actor that's out. He's on P-Valley. His name is Diamond. How funny is that? Tyler. You guys heard of him? Tyler
LaPlay.
What's his character? Was he the security guard on P-Valley?
Yes. I think he's very handsome. Yes.
I think he plays also on like a Tyler Perry. I think he plays on Have and Have Nots or something.
Yes, he has. But I really noticed him more so on P-Valley.
I think it's because his character on that show, he was like defending the girl.
Yes.
He was going to fight for her. I think it gave him a little more like, okay, all right, Superman.
Look, yeah, I think he's very handsome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
I'm blushing.
Figure out how to get Diamond on the show, synced with Diamond in real life. We gotta like make this.
Yes, we have to make it happen.
Let's just manifest it. See what happens. I do like athletes as well. I think it's the body that's really like.
Well, all right. Tell us how you really feel.
The tattoos, definitely.
It is the swag for sure.
All right. Well, you never know. I'm so glad you put it out there. We'll see if this becomes a matchmaking show. Look, we all been searching for love.
Hello.
So, Diamond, I guess if you could give, anyone advice that will be going on television to search for love, like what advice would you give them?
I would definitely say you have to have an open mind. Going on these shows and trying to find love, you can't really be too much in your head. It's hard not to be, because I was for sure. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you can miss out on an opportunity. I think my opportunity, it shifts and change. My show was different. I couldn't see the person. But I feel like if I was a little bit more open to other things, I could have found different matchmake. Who knows? But definitely got to be open, and you definitely have to go with your first mind. If something don't feel right, don't waste your time.
Okay. I have a question for you. Now, I've done the reality dating show and definitely still have PTSD from watching myself and everything. How did you feel about how they edited you and seeing how they created the storyline? Because I know that was very difficult for me, because I'm like, that's not quite how it went. But I understand that that's how you create a show. So how did that feel for you?
What really happened, was what was shown. I mean, we would have some words that were said that was edited more. But pretty much the scene, how he told me at that time of the day or that time when he told me, everything that had happened. So none of that was edited out. Now they did shorten it, that we had spent time together previously before they showed that, like going on a plane. And unfortunately that wasn't in there because they couldn't tape in the airport, but our plane was the only plane that got stuck. So we had a lot of layovers. Unfortunately, everybody else got in there quick, got to Mexico within the time frame. We was there 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. that night. And we was all day at the airport, him and myself. But I look at it like, you know what? That was opportunity. I'm glad that did happen because I was able to spend more time with him.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you just flew on the plane and they separate you as soon as you got to the hotel. So you didn't really get that much time to spend with your new fiance. But with me, I was able to spend all day with him. And then we had to fly to Dallas and sat there for Dallas all day. And it was like, when I tell you it was like the crazy experience of my life, I was telling my producer, like, I don't think it's meant for us to go. You know, like I'm looking like, they talk about this.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
Yeah, it was a sign. It was the last flight. They said if we do not make it out, we will have to spend a night. And so that's why when we first got to Mexico, it was 3 a.m. Nobody knows that. Wow. It was 3 a.m. We've been flying all day. Everybody else been relaxed, ate, sat, drank, probably went to the pool, everything. As soon as we touched down, we had to start taping because everybody else already got theirs tape done. So it was a crazy experience. And like you said, everything happens for a reason, and it was a sign. So, wow. But to answer your question, everything that was edited, it was exactly what had happened. We got in there, crazy mess started from when we were in the hotel. Then we got to the pool, and then that just kept escalating. So none of that part was edited out.
Wow.
That was exactly how the storyline went.
That is wow. Okay, so they didn't have to splice stuff together.
They didn't have to splice all things. No.
Exactly
how you saw it. Wow. Yep, exactly. Might have been cut out some parts of me crying a little bit more or a little things like that. But yeah, it's exactly in that time frame. So I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what happened. So I wasn't the one that I know a lot of people might have said like, oh, I don't remember it happened that way. But no, ours definitely happened exactly how it happened.
Wow.
Well, you know, Diamond, I admire you for being such a strong woman because it is not easy being on television at all. It's especially a show that the entire world goes crazy about. I mean, I saw Kim Kardashian tweeting about the show. It was just like unbelievable. And just,
yeah, I was very honored to even be a part of something like this, to make history of the show, you know, because a lot of people, you know, get on shows and might not have such a success, but just to see that people really can in tune and really can understand our perspective and what we've been through was amazing. And the support, it was a lot of support versus negativity. You know, you have your people that's going to say, hey, have their 2 cents to say, but more than likely we had a lot of support. So I am truly grateful to even still be sitting here today.
Yes.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yes.
What is dating life like? And really, Winter and Lillie Mae, y'all can answer this too. What is dating life like after you've had such a public platform? Then this particular season ends and you're kind of back to real life. Do normal dating guys notice you, not notice you? Like how different is the dynamic like post reality TV when you're just trying to date and meet people?
That's a good question, Majesty. That's a really good question. Who you guys want to take it first?
I'll go. You know, it's been really interesting for me. I have guys that recognize me, and we go out, and I found that they're trying to like really impress me. Like they're like, okay, you're a celebrity. Let me, you know, do a lot extra. And so I'm meeting representatives now, right? So I'm meeting guys who showing me all of their money. They're trying to show me who they know. And I'm like, you know, that's cool, but I'm really kind of just me, and I just would love to know you for who you are. So that has been quite interesting. And you know, but I feel like, and I just have to say this, y'all, I just feel like love for me is so close. Like I could probably fall in love tomorrow. Like I just feel it. I feel it like right near me. So when I call y'all next week and like, y'all, it happens. Don't be surprised.
Listen, speak that thing into existence.
Hello.
Well, y'all know me. I was on there for 2 seconds. Nobody knows I was even on the show, so it didn't affect my dating life at all. Diamond, you can take it away.
Yeah, dating life has been crazy. You know, I have some people that, you know, like celebrities try to reach out, and some of them I don't feel like are single to be reaching out. Yeah. And it's like normal guys, like Winter said, like they're trying too hard versus just being themselves. And I can pick it up real quick, you know, and I get it that they want to make a good impression due to the fact they have noticed me. I had some guys that, like, you know, I was walking. I try to do still normal life things, by the way. I don't try not to, like, I went to the game on a watch party with friends. And I had a guy come up to me and he was just like, "Are you Diamond Jack?" And I was like, "You know, everybody tells me that all the time. I look like a girl with Diamond Jack." You know, it depends on how I feel. But he was like, "Well, anyway, even if it's you or not, can I take a picture?" I was like, "Hey." And he's like, "Hey, can I get a hug?" I said, "Oh, so we're just not going to worry about the COVID no more." I mean, I try to be nice and, you know, give my little hug, pitter pat, but yeah, more likely the dating scene is different, and it's like you can just tell that it's not genuine. A lot of guys, especially normal guys, just trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. Some of them will even try to ask me like, "Oh, how do you get on the show?" I will do that, you know. So I don't even want to date guys who wants to be on TV. I rather date. I already came up to that logic. I was just like, that's not going to happen for me. I don't want to date someone who's on TV or trying to be in the same business. I'd rather him be focused on other things, and I think we can balance each other out in that way.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense. So we're touching and agreeing that love is close. Like Winter just said, love is in her neighborhood. It's in your neighborhood too, Diamond. So
I know, I hope so. I haven't met people because, you know, I just crossed Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority.
Oh, so you're my soror.
Oh, I didn't know.
Awesome. Well, my husband's an alpha. These y'all friends.
I did not. Oh my gosh. You know what? I knew it was something about you when you got on. I just felt that spirit and I didn't know what it was.
Girl, I would have been a little bit more better. Now I feel a little more embarrassed now because I don't got my makeup all the way deep.
Oh, you're a natural beauty. We are so excited that you were able to join us. Yes, I'm so excited that you were able to join us, and I can't wait to watch, you know, the After the Altar special on Netflix. So tell everyone like how they can stay connected with you or follow you on social media or visit your website.
I would love for everyone to just follow me at @IAM_Diamond Jack. That's my social media platform for IG. As well as Shop the Lady Box, and that is my IG for my business page. And yeah, just stay connected. We're gonna be showing more trailers, more things to, you know, about the new show that's coming up. And they can always reach out to me through social media or even Facebook, Diamond Jack. I gotta get a Twitter. I don't have a Twitter yet, but it's gonna happen.
All right. Well, thank you, darling. We'll let you get back to your day. Thank you for joining us.
Nice to meet you.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I just love her to pieces. And so she mentioned, you know, being outside and people approaching her outside, but we've been outside too, y'all. So let's talk about what we've been doing outside. So the first video we're gonna pull up is Miss Majesty chomping down on something.
Oh, it's like falling off the bone. Like really falling off the bone. I can't even bear it. I'm such a foodie. Let me tell you what happened before that video. I'm sure y'all saw the sweat on my forehead. So Winter, you know all about Houston Heat. I'm new to Houston Heat. This is me and my husband's first time in Houston. And everybody's like, you got to support this Black-owned turkey leg spot called Turkey Leg Hut. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, hey, they open like 11. We'll get there right on time. Unbeknownst to me, people have been waiting in line 2 hours before they open. So we already pre-opening, we're already at a 2-hour wait. And I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. But I'm like, you know what? I keep hearing about this. We ain't got enough to do. Let's wait. It is 100. It feels like 120 degrees outside, but probably a good 100 degrees. We got water bottles. We sweating. And it's just, you just waiting in line like you at Disney World for this turkey leg. And I'm making small talk with people in line. There's people from all around the world, Alabama, Mississippi, waiting for these turkey legs. Finally, we get in there. And I was so hungry and so hot that turkey leg tastes so divine. And like literally y'all can see it falling off. It just was so tender and so smooth. It was worth the wait. But I don't know if I ever wait 2.5 hours and eat my food no more.
Listen, you made me so hungry.
I know.
When you started letting that meat fall, and I don't even eat turkey like that. I'm like,
Winter, that thing was a blessing. So I put that on my Instagram and it's so funny. And on my social media, I share like my hair changes, outfits, makeup. Do you know that is my top performing video? Like people are like wanting, and I'm like, y'all care about a turkey leg more than everything else.
Because they sharing it. They looking at the video like.
Exactly.
That's my first viral video, a turkey leg. I'm like, after all this other work.
Years of work, years. Shut down by the turkey leg. Now, Winter, you've been outside too, so let's see what Winter's been up to.
Also do it across the tape. The tape is there so we can take it out at the end.
Great paint and wine party, and
It goes on all sides of the tape.
hey friends, are you enjoying the painting?
I'm going to start writing the word knowledge.
That's
Black.
It's not even done.
Gray. So I'm going to fill in white in it. I don't want it to be completely black.
I love it. Tell us about that, Winter.
Yes, I got invited to a women's networking paint party, paint and wine. Let me not forget the wine. And I saw the piece we were painting, and I thought it was like so good for like manifestation and just, putting some positivity. So I was able to paint. I painted mine. And I put the words wealth, self-love, and success because those are the three things that I'm believing and manifesting in my life right now. I got to meet some amazing women. I drank some amazing sangria. And it was just a good event to be around some women who were also manifesting. Some of them had success. Some of them had new career on their painting. The sky was a limit to what people were manifesting, but it was beautiful to be in that space of people uplifting each other. And I don't know if you guys know, but painting is so therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you're not a good artist or painter, like it really does bring you into a place of the present. And it does bring down anxiety and fear and everything else. Like you're just focusing on the painting. So I had an amazing time.
I love it
too. I've done a wine and painting. My painting, I can't even show. Like it's not good. Like I'm like, you're like an artist. I'm like, the font was clear, the red bottom was popping. I was like, maybe I'm here just for the wine because my art was not even.
Thank you. No, I'm gonna show next time on the next show. I'm gonna show y'all my painting because it actually came out really good. So
You want to see it.
So I'll tell you what else is therapeutic for me, and that's going to selfie museums. So I've also been outside, and I'm gonna pull up my little video because I think selfie museums are therapeutic too. I am at the 90s museum about to go in, and I brought the baby hairs out just for this.
I'm a name on Instagram, INIGMA. Representing Charlotte.
Oh goodness, the music I put behind it was a little much. I'm like, now I'm a whole clown now. that was the 90s museum in Charlotte. They were playing all of my favorite 90s hits. It was like the best time ever because I love the 90s, and that was like the best era ever. So that is where I went to, and it was so much fun. That's why I was dancing around.
You got moves. I saw that.
Yes. So that is where I've been outside. Now, I also wanted us to chat about what's been on television because there's so many cool things to watch. And a lot of us are not yet fully comfortable going outside, right? So let's talk about that. So Majesty, tell us about the show that you've been watching on Stars.
So I've binge watched this show called Run the World, 4 Black women in New York. It gives me like a Black Sex in the City kind of vibe, or like a New Age Girlfriends vibe, but hair is on point, all different types of natural styles. One girl shaved down, like just beautiful hair, beautiful styling. And the characters are complex and smart and just like uber sexual relationship drama. It's just such a good script. Literally, I got Stars just to watch this series because I had like canceled. I was like, I'm like, powers canceled, whatever. And then I re-signed up just for this. It's so good. And if you're a music head, the soundtrack is fantastic. Robert Glasper produced the whole soundtrack, so it's got this like jazzy kind of. It's very good. It's if you haven't binge watched it, check it out.
So speaking of real women, there's a show on the Oprah Network called Put a Ring on It. And the premise of the show is, there's some couples that have been dating for a while, and one of them wants to get married, but the other one does not and is not ready. So they bring them with a therapist, and the therapist coordinates these dates for them each to go on, so they can really figure out if it's something out there or should they stay at home and just marry the person. And at the end of the season, they decide if they're going to get married or if they're just going to separate.
I feel like when you know. I feel like if one person wants to get married and the other person doesn't, they're not. I just don't think it's going to work, because then it feels pushy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to date other people, I think y'all just at a point where you want to date other people. So I think, like when me and my husband wanted to get married, we both aligned on timing. If I wanted to propose and he wasn't quite there, I would feel like we're on different pages and maybe we're just not meant to be. So it feels kind of like if you're even on this show, like if your relationship probably is at an end anyway. Like if we're dating other people, it's just like, what?
Exactly. And so here's the part that really gets tricky. So after you go on a date and come back, you can decide if you want to go on a date with that person again, or if you want them to hook you up with a new person, right? And so it really gets tricky when the person's like, yeah, I actually want to go on a second date. Because now it's like, wait a minute, you done started a whole relationship, a whole second relationship. Like what kind of therapy is this?
My thought on that also is like, wouldn't that increase your dissatisfaction with your partner? Because like you're looking at all the great things that this guy, oh wow, he opens doors. Oh gosh, he gives me 1,000 compliments. And so now you're adding a variable comparing your mate to that. That can't usually end well.
Yeah, I'm not with it. I'm definitely not with it. If you gotta get on the show, it's probably probably time to end that. So that is our TV talk for today. So now let's see, what do we have next? So we were talking about dating, and for me, dating takes a lot of patience. And so I feel like, as far as this season of life in general is teaching me about patience, right? So Majesty, what do you feel like this season of your life is teaching you spiritually?
I think coming out of the pandemic, I've learned life is out of all of our control. And we just have to trust God and trust the process. And I'm a planner and I'm someone who likes control. So it's very humbling to be like, oh, I really, the events I planned are canceled, or the way I'm used to doing my routines are canceled. The way I'm used to working out, the pandemic forced you to be like, okay, let me let go of some control and just enjoy where I am. And I think, honestly, I'm enjoying life a lot better because I realize like I'm at peace with being home. I like being with my husband. We can get along in the same house for a year. Like it almost simplified things that are important. And made me get closer to God, maybe get closer with my family, and just it prioritized like health and relationships over just being busy. So I think now that outside is opening back up, I'm coming to things with a different appreciation of like, oh man, I can get up with girlfriends. Like that's special because I couldn't for a long time. So I think it is all top of mind is just like appreciating moments, letting go of control, going with the flow, and just really savoring each day.
Yeah, I love it. What about you, Winter?
You know what? I'm at a place where God is showing me or reminding me of the power I have in what I believe and what I speak. God has been challenging me to speak and believe and actually walk in the things that I've been dreaming and visualizing for years. And what I'm learning is that once I believe something and then I begin to speak it, the world has to align with what I have spoken. The problem is, like, we'll speak it and then we start doubting, or we start, backtracking, like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna make $1 million this year, but it's never been done. But if you apply that belief along with what you speak, everything has to align. People, opportunities, time, all of that has to line up. And God has been challenging me, like, okay, believe it, speak it, and let me show you what I can do. And that has been absolutely wonderful for me. Just a beautiful experience of walking and seeing the manifestations of my faith.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so important that we not worry about the how,
Yeah.
And as visionary women, creative, sometimes, we want to know how it's going to work out. Like, how is this going to come together? But you really have to relax and let God surprise you. That's what I'm realizing. Like, kind of what Majesty said about the control, like realizing you don't have that much control, but what you can control is what you speak and what you believe, like you said, Winter, and then, surrender the rest to God. So I think
what about you? What has God been showing you this year?
Really, I think just patience for me. Definitely patience, because I am a very impatient person. I'm a very speedy person. I like to get it done. I like to move fast. And so, kind of like what Majesty said, the pandemic set me all the way down. Like, sit down. So sit down. So the pandemic set me all the way down. And then even afterwards, as we exit the pandemic, I still don't feel that same level of, activity and zeal that I used to feel prior, where I was on the move, because I'm still a little scared of outside. So I'm still sitting down more and I'm having more stillness. I'm definitely just spending a whole lot of time with my spiritual life. So we have a daily devotional that I host on Clubhouse. So if y'all are on Clubhouse at 11 a.m. Eastern every day, Monday through Friday, we have a devotional on Clubhouse, and that's been great. So I think, the season's teaching me patience and just to relinquish control and really flow with the Spirit. I think sometimes we want things to just line up on our timeline, and it's like, no, God has a whole plan, boo-boo. Sit your timeline down, okay, and let him do his thing. So that's just where I'm at with it, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I have a question, guys, because you brought up Clubhouse, and I recently downloaded the app, but I don't know. Y'all tell me, am I missing out? I feel like I don't even have the capacity between Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and my regular reading, schedule that I'm on, and the coaching programs that I'm in. I'm like, do I have time to add another social media app, or am I missing out? Y'all tell me.
I always suggest, especially with Clubhouses, that you have a focus, right? So I have a friend that's a matchmaker. So she's always in the love rooms, and it makes sense for her business. Me, I'm on there mostly for faith-based rooms, because I'm not yet back in a physical church where I can be active. So usually that's the room, the rooms I'm in. You have to just really find what your interest in or reason is and being there, because it's great for business. I had a friend that made, I want to say $40,000 just the first quarter of this year off of Clubhouse. So, it's great for business, which is a nice segue into the business talk. The business. So all of us are entrepreneurial minded. So I wanted us to just kind of share a business tip for the other women who are visionaries as well. Who wants to jump in with a business tip?
I'll go first. I would say, business owners, I think you have to really make time for personal self-development every single day. Some of us as business owners, and let me just put my business in the street. Sometimes you wake up and you're on your phone and you're working immediately all the way, and then you're taking care of your family and whatever personal needs you have throughout the day. And we don't really schedule in time for personal development. But I think every day you got to be feeding yourself, whether that is a devotional, whether that is, a coaching program. I follow Bob Proctor has a 6 minutes of success every day that I'm like, okay, I can't miss my 6 minutes of success. Small things like that where you are actively taking part in your own personal development every day and feeding yourself is so, so very important. And that will allow your business to go further because it starts with mindset, right?
And you're pouring out into so many other people. So if you're empty, or if you've shared all that you've learned, the students you coach or the people that follow you, you're gonna be like, oh, that's the same old. Versus if you're continuing to expand your knowledge, you're always doing a new game. That's so good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is good. I guess my tip would be, to business owners to start speaking more. So, start pitching yourself to speak on different platforms, whether it's Clubhouse or whether it's other virtual events. So I've been a public relations strategist for over 10 years and a full-time entrepreneur for over 10 years. And that's really been kind of the number one way that I keep my brand and business in front of people is by speaking on other platforms and creating my own virtual events and inviting people to speak on my platform. So, I would definitely encourage anyone that's watching, to start pitching yourself for speaking opportunities. And, sometimes that might require a little investment to be a part of that platform, but then you have to just gauge the return that you're going to get from speaking to, a larger and different group of people. So that would be my business tip. What about you, Miss Majesty?
I love it. My tip is to, as much as possible, because a lot of us, we all have very strong social media presence, but we don't own the social media platforms that we're on. So I always try to encourage business owners as much as possible to pull as much energy from online as you can offline to something you manage. So an email list or a coaching community, an event, a membership where if Instagram shuts down, I still have my tribe engaged in another way. So I try to do annual conferences. I have an event coming up in October where if people follow me on social media, they can now buy a ticket and I have their email. We can be in the same room. They can sign up for coaching, podcasts, Clubhouse, try to be in different spaces so that all your eggs aren't in the same basket. But I do think, and Lillie Mae, you said this too, I think it's a mix of comfort levels right now after pandemic. We're also considering hybrid approaches. So if you do an event, try to still have streaming as an option because some people may want in person, some people may not be ready, and you may miss out on that ticket sale if someone's not comfortable to be in a room with people. So quick business tip.
Yes. So that concludes the business segment. And last but not least, we can't leave without a little sip of tea. So we were really struggling with this part because we were like, we don't know what's going on in the world. We're running businesses. What is the tea? So one thing we were talking about was, recently Wendy Williams made a statement about Miss Tabitha, who we all absolutely love. She's just the sweetest spirit ever. And I think Wendy Williams made a comment about her retiring her husband, who's in the police force. And so she heard about it and she gave the most kindest, gentle read that I've ever seen. Did y'all catch wind of that tea?
I did.
Tabitha is the sweetest. Why come for Tabitha? It's girl.
And I loved it because she blessed her. She said, I am praying for you. I pray, a love that is fulfilling. I absolutely loved it. And it just made me even more respect her and feel the genuineness and authenticity that she's presenting with her and her family. She said, I love my husband. I don't want him out here in the streets with a bulletproof vest on. She was like, so yes, I'm going to retire him. And I thought it just blessed my entire life. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I think it's so cool to see the whole, I think Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. To see it in action is an inspiration. You can, nicely and gently read someone if necessary. You don't have to go where they are. You can bring them up to where you are. So I love it.
And it was one of those things because she's a believer, right? It was like God turned what Wendy and team, probably her producers, or probably somebody messed her up. Meant for evil or meant for gossip or ratings for good, because Tabitha launched a seasoning. She had a collaboration with McCormick So all the timeline, all this drama put her in media and gave her so much more media press the week of her seasoning launch. So I'm sure that wasn't even Wendy's team's intent. But then Tabitha's seasoning sells out in 14 minutes. And I'm like, look at God.
Yeah.
Because now if anyone wasn't familiar with their brand, maybe if someone was familiar with Wendy, they know who she is and you can't help but love her. So I was like, that's the payback. She can retire her husband. She can sell out a new product launch. Wendy, everybody trying to cancel Wendy, like Tabitha wins in this situation.
Right. Absolutely. Yes, she definitely won. So the other piece of tea, and I didn't run this by y'all yet, but it just popped in my head. So there's a platform that everyone is pretty much heard of called OnlyFans. And the platform is now transitioning to have more inspirational content, comedy, and things that are above board. So what are y'all thoughts about the transition, to them like bringing in some, different type of content into the platform?
Majesty, you go first because I got a whole situation I can bring up with that.
I'm like, to me, OnlyFans, the branding is so like, I just think of it as like soft porn. Like if you're going on there for soft porn, you're going on there to pay people who want to give adult entertainment, or I think the socially politically correct word is like sex workers or whatever. So for me, it's just like, that's not the space I want to go and look at comedy, or that's not the space I want to go and look for inspiration. So I think they're trying to rebrand, but to me, the work is done. I think the branding they have is so solid. I think it's going to be hard for them to transition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So initially, I didn't know what OnlyFans was, okay? I thought it was just a subscription service where my followers could pay to come and see me, right?
Lord have mercy. OnlyFans, did we?
Your followers want to see you all right. They're like, tell me some leg, girl.
So I did a story on Instagram and I say, guys, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans page. What do y'all think? Will y'all support me? And I had all the men like, yes, today. Yes. And then I had some women and some men like, hey, that's really not the platform for you. You really are not, I think it's not a good idea. And so that's when I started doing the research. I was like, oh my God.
Them men were ready. They said, please, Winter.
Please. They will send, like, can I cash app you? Can I send you?
Gosh. They ready to sign up in advance.
Right.
Advanced subscriptions.
Right. So just to, that goes to what Majesty was saying. The branding is so tight on that people associate. If you say OnlyFans, they don't think I'm going to be on there talking about self-love and money and all those other things. They thinking like, okay, what we going to get to see?
Correct. So we'll see how that unfolds with their rebranding. But there is another platform I want to throw out there called Fan Base. And so that is a platform where people can share, positive things, music, comedy. And it's a very much, from what I've seen, above board platform where you can have subscribers and release content. So I believe definitely it's worth checking out, because I know a lot of people have content that they want to get paid for. And that I think is a great business idea. Majesty mentioned memberships. So there's a way to kind of build in memberships through a Patreon or through a fan-based platform. So if you don't stay away from the OnlyFans, tip drilling.
Right.
It ain't gonna be tip
when you get paid. Like even OnlyFans, right? It's helping, like people are making like salaries on there. Like it's helping them earn money for the fans and clientele they have. Even Instagram, right, is rolling out ways that creators can monetize. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen like the badges, you can earn money and get tips. Like gone are the days where people want to do all this work on these platforms for free. So people are like, sponsor me, give me some funding. And I think the apps are catching on to like, if they don't have a way to like have Patreon or a way that people can pay, then people will start to navigate to where they can get paid.
Right. Which is good news to us creators. Good news. Well, ladies, I think that concludes our very first show. We did it. Hey, we did it.
Listen, you all, I hope you have enjoyed Glambitious Live. Make sure you're back next week. We got some amazing things in store for you. Listen, this is just the beginning. You're going to get inspiration. You're going to get entertainment. And listen, some surprises. So we look forward to seeing you.
Please click the subscribe button so that you can get the notifications when we release new episodes. Please also click like. Please comment below and engage with us in the conversation. Let us know what you think. Let us know who we should have on here next to interview or what topics we should be discussing. Like, let's get in conversation below, y'all, and then share the link with someone. I just challenge you to send the link to one person so they know not to be tip drilling on OnlyFans. Like, we at least want to let our friends know not to be tipped. I'm just kidding, y'all. Don't judge my brand of comedy, but I'm so excited. And I thank these beautiful ladies for joining me for our very first episode of Glambitious Live. Bye, everyone.